All right, it's kit time. This one is a GY 19603, whatever that is, made in China. Let's get it onto a tray. Let's see here. All right, comes with instructions. Schematic. We love schematics. Don't know what it is. Let's see here. Let's see if we can figure it out here. Motor, 2 motors? So it's got a switch and it turns on this motor and turns on that motor. And then there's, looks like maybe a window comparator and an LED. I have no idea what this is. Says it's 3 volts. I don't know. There's a parts list. Let's put it together. We'll figure it out. All right. Oh, look at this. We got a funny shaped thing. I don't know what that is. Whoa. PC board's funny shaped too. Let's see. I don't think those are motors. I think those are photoresistors. Well, everything's marked, so got some heat shrink tubings. We got a socket and an IC for our op amp. Got some funny things how it's built here. Oh, it comes, I guess we can put a 3-volt battery in it. All right. I don't know. Let's start building it. Right. As I always say, do the flat things first. Let's measure some of these resistors. They're the terrible Chinese 4-band color that you can never figure out. Let's see here. Ohms. Let's measure these. These look like they might be 430 ohms. 430 ohms. Oh, it's 430 ohms. Okay. Excellent. Let's put those on. Oh. Weather's starting to actually cool down in California. It's going to be hot today, but tomorrow it's supposed to cool down. Might even actually get some rain, although if you've ever lived in California, when they predict rain, it means wishful thinking. All right. Weatherman, it's not always very accurate in California. Whoa. Let's drop my solder. Single-sided PC board. This weekend, and my friend is taking his vintage arcade game to a conference. There's this conference where everybody brings their old games and you pay a certain amount, and I think you can play all weekend long, as many games as you want. And he's taking his electromechanical driving racing game. These are 10 kms. It's really a hoot. It's all electromechanical, no microprocessor, no sir. It's like cam actuated. It's pretty cool. This is very vintage. So he's got it. He's got it out there. He gets, I don't think he gets paid. They just give him free access to the place. So that's his payment. But he gets to show off his machine. I think that's the fun part. The guy who was organizing it was quite excited for him to bring his game in. Most of the games are like, you know, Miss Pac-Man and, you know, Donkey Kong and stuff. I don't know. I'm not sure what kind of games they got, but his is super old. I used to have a pinball machine. I had a Stern Dracula. Pretty cool game. Oops. That didn't work out well. It didn't bend him over again. Shoot. Well, let's see if we can't poke these through. There we go. I failed. I failed miserably. Oh well. Oh, who cares? I'm going to turn it on and throw it away, so who cares? As long as it works, right? Neatness does not count. Not always. All right, let's find what these are here. Yeah, my Dracula game I had for years. It was taking up room and I got rid of it. Now I'm sorry I got rid of it. I really liked having a pinball machine. These are 100 ohms. When I was a kid, once in a while we would visit my aunt who lived in Santa Cruz, California. In Santa Cruz, California, there is a boardwalk, roller coasters and games and all kinds of stuff. And there's a big hall where it's all full of coin-operated games. And back in the day, so my aunt lived about 3 blocks away from the boardwalk, so I could easily walk there. And I was old enough I could go myself. So I remember waking up in the morning and my dad would give me a change that was in his pocket. I would go to the boardwalk and play games. And they had really, really old games. You could play games for like a nickel, and some of the games were probably a quarter, but you probably got three plays for a quarter back then. You had some of those really old shooting games too. You had the rifle that shot a beam of light. You know, you could shoot at ducks or the other things. And I always enjoyed that. That was kind of cool. $3.3K. Okay. 3.3K. There it goes. Yeah. So my favorite aunt, because she lived next to the boardwalk. My other relatives, I had an uncle who lived in San Francisco, and that was okay because we could go to the zoo. There was an amusement park in San Francisco back then too. I forget what it was called, but they had a roller coaster and stuff there. It's not there anymore. So San Francisco was okay. My other relatives, though, lived out in the middle of what is called the San Joaquin Valley. It's the big valley that's right in the center of California, and it just gets hot. Just kind of a dusty, hot place that was nothing for kids there. Nothing I wanted to do there. My grandmother lived in Fresno. Oh, Fresno was hot. The only thing fun I remember at Fresno is playing miniature golf. They didn't have a miniature golf course in my hometown. And so at least I got to play mini golf. All right, what else do we got here? Got a 10K pot. I can put that on. Something's adjustable. Whoa. Let's see here. Okay. Guess we could put the socket on. It was another interesting place in Fresno that I remember. There was some dude, we'll call him a dude, some guy who, it's hot, right? Like I said, it's hot there. So this guy decides to build an underground house. So he just dug and dug and dug. And basically all of the rooms were below the surface. And I forget how he did the roof, but all of the rooms were underground. And of course it's a tourist trap. Now I don't think it was always a tourist trap though. I think he actually built it to live in. But it became a tourist trap. So what kind of transitions we got here? We got a 8550. Yeah. Wasn't much to do in Fresno. Grandma was nice, but she wasn't too interesting for us kids. And Granddad was in a home with dementia, so he wasn't much fun either. I'd go visit him and he'd just smile. Poor dude. Poor guy. I don't want to get dementia. He seemed happy though. I mean, you know, I guess it could be worse. 8550, another 8550. I don't think he recognized anybody. I don't think he knew my mom. That was kind of sad. All right, enough sadness for the day. Oops. My doggy had a problem, but he's all healed now. He had a perforated eardrum of all things. He's all better now. The vet said, I've never seen one heal so fast. So, had a super dog. He healed himself, I guess. I don't know. They gave him some steroids to take down the swelling, and they gave him some antibiotics to kill any bacteria. But he did the rest on his own. Good job. think of any stories for today. I could tell a really gross story. Do you like gross stories? Tune out if you don't like gross stories. Let's see here. Let me. So I took a trip when I graduated from college, and one of the places that I traveled to was India, and I'd always wanted to go to Nepal. And so from India to get to Nepal, of course you could fly, but that's no fun. So we went overland. And back then, going from Delhi to Kathmandu was 3 days. 3 days overland by mostly by train, but I'll get to the other buys in a minute here. So there's a train that goes from Delhi to Bangladesh. It goes straight across east to west, and so you get on that train and you go about halfway, and the train stops in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it's like in the middle of a cow pasture. And it stopped in the middle of the night. So you're in the middle of nowhere, there's no electricity, you don't know where you are, you don't speak the language, and the train just stops. Now, we were lucky enough that there was a military guy, an army guy, on the train with us, and he could tell that we we were out of our element, and so he signaled to us to go follow him. Now, the reason that the train stopped in the middle of nowhere without there was no platform, there was no station, there was no nothing, there was a train that went south to north, went all the way to Kathmandu, or went all the way to the border, at least, the Nepalese border. So you needed to change trains, and the reason you needed to change trains there was that the gauge of the train changes. There was a wide gauge, and there was a narrower gauge that went north to south. And the one that went east and west, I think it was a normal diesel train, but the one that went south to north was an actual coal-burning steam engine train. It was the coolest thing ever. I mean, you go to museums and stuff and ride them now, but it was an operation. It was steam. It was super, super cool. But anyway, so there we are in the middle of, let me get an LED out here. We were in the middle of nowhere in the middle of the night, and this army guy said, "Hey, follow me." Okay, cool. And he took us to a boxcar. And this boxcar was where all of the army guys loaded onto, right? So it was like a military car. And so he allowed us to get on the military car. And we were thankful of that because, we were kind of freaking out a little bit. Now remember that it's dark. I mean, it's dark. You can't see nothing. And so we get on this boxcar, and there were like wooden seats, like you would, like almost a bleacher, but just flat, like maybe a picnic table or something. They were just wooden benches. You just sat on the wooden benches, and that was it. And the place was packed full of these army guys. So here comes the gross part if you want to skip ahead. So we weren't quite sure what was going on, and the army guy next to us took out his lighter, and he lit his lighter so we could see it in the dark, right? And I looked around, and there was all these army guys, right? All these military guys. The whole place was packed full of them, right? And then then I felt something touch my my lap, like across my legs, like a weird little thing, like something ran across me. And I couldn't figure out what it was, and I looked down to try to figure it out. And suddenly I focused on the floor of the boxcar. And the floor of the boxcar was moving. Not because it was a train and going down the track. It was like seething. And it was cockroaches. Thousands, millions of cockroaches. Big cockroaches in Asia. And there was when he turned on the light, of course, they started to scamper. And so these big, like 2-3 inch cockroaches started running everywhere, and they were running over us. And I looked, and the army guy reached down and pulled his socks over his pants so the cockroaches couldn't crawl up his leg. And I thought, that's a good idea. I think I'll do that too. Anyway, and so we were on this boxcar for another 10 hours or something. I don't know. Anyway, it was gross. It was gross. Yeah. Not happy with that experience. What are these things? What are these things? I don't quite get it. I don't know what these things are. They look like batteries, but I don't know what they are. Okay. Maybe they're motors. Maybe they're funny little motors. All right. All right, so can you see that? Let's zoom down a bit. So M1 and M2, I guess that's these funny things. 3 volts. We can put the chip on, I guess. Bend the leads on it. So yeah, three days to get to Kathmandu. So the train takes you to the border, and then we had our packs and stuff, so we rented a ox cart. The ox cart took us across the border, and then we got onto a bus, and then the bus took us over the mountain pass to Kathmandu. So those bus rides, I don't know if you've ever looked at the videos on YouTube on Nepalese buses, but it's the scariest thing you'll ever do in your life. Yes, indeed. Not for the faint of heart. I don't know what to do next. I really don't. I need instructions, and there's no pictures. And I think what it is, usually when there's a thing that has 2 photoresistors, it means that it like steers itself towards a light source. And I guess these things here are little sticky wheels. So we can stick that on there, and now we have a wheel. I have no idea what I'm doing. And then these like stick on to somewhere else. Oh, I probably messed it up. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's take that off. Let me see if I can go find a picture of this thing. That's disastrous. Yeah. Anyway, we're taking this bus and we're going downhill, and we get to the next little village, and the guy says, we'll be here for about 45 minutes. Why? Oh, we have to change the transmission. What? Yeah, we're going to change the transmission. The whole transmission. Yeah, in 45 minutes. Yeah, I guess they've done it before. So they took the transmission out of a bus and put a rebuilt one in its place in 45 minutes. So imagine that. Yeah. It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. All right. Yeah, let me go figure out what this is the first time I've failed. The first time I can't figure out how something works without the instructions. Wow. Okay, let me go look. All right, it is an electronic firefly. I don't know what that is, but I saw a picture of it. And it's got legs, and you have to bend these legs down. I'm using my hot air gun to bend the legs. So now the legs are down. And we'll bend the tail down. There we go. I don't know if that's sufficient, but I'm going to call it maybe a little bit more. Oops. Oh, that's hot. Let it cool down. Oops. Yeah, I think that'll do. I'm not happy with these. Got it. Go down a little bit. There we go. All right. Call that good. Oops. Got to hold these while they cool down. All right, so the way that it works is that these are little vibrator motors, and you stick them onto the legs, and so they'll vibrate, and the thing should vibrate in one direction or vibrate in the other direction depending on which way the light is coming. And I didn't do these right. These should have actually been mounted out like antennas, kind of looking out, but whatever. So these will go like this. I guess it doesn't really matter, but I think it would go like this. And so we have this sticky thing here. Yeah, so I think once we get all the wires and everything, so the little sticky motors will sticky here. So I guess they spin or just vibrate, or maybe they just vibrate. Maybe they're just little vibrate-y things. Oh, maybe they're for like cell phones or something. I don't know. I don't know what those things are. But we will attach this one over here. So now we have a vibraty thing there and a vibraty thing there, and it should hop around. And let's I guess this mounts underneath somehow. And it mounts +3. I don't know. Oh, I guess you just wire it on. It comes with red and black wire, so that's probably. And the motors. Okay, so the motors are there. So the motors go like this. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so let's put this thing on underneath, I guess. Like that. How's the camera doing here? Let's go back over to here. Oh, this is kind of weird. Maybe we use one of these round things to hold the battery on. Let's do that. Put some double sticky on the battery. Underneath. Like that, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I think I've messed it up. Ah, yeah, I've messed it up. I've messed it up. Take this off. Oops. Oh, well, that needed to come off anyway. Okay. Ah, okay, that's good. Oops, underneath. All right, I think that will work. All right, that's good. I can solder those things there. And we can, yeah, see, this has a protective film that we should have taken off before we mounted the motors. You idiot. Now the motors are going to fly right off. All right, maybe we can just kind of leave it on. Good enough. Yeah, good enough. All right, let's put on some red and black wires. Let's see, I think the positive, negative, oh God, I can't remember now. Let me get a battery. Will this go on? Will this fit? Yes, it will. I've got the right battery. Okay. So positive is that terminal, and negative is that terminal. Okay, so that's negative. All right. Nope. Oh, let me rearrange the camera. Sorry. All right. Strip some wire here. This one is negative. And we will solder that on. I got a negative lead. And now we have a positive lead. Okay, negative, positive. Okay. And now we can hook up the motors and the battery. Oh gosh, okay. This is too long. Negative is towards me, okay. That's the right one? Yep. Okay. Put it sideways so I can see what I'm doing. All right, let's get some solder I can blob on. Oh, come on, you can do it. Ah, All right, I need 6 hands again. So I'm going to use some blue tack. Hold that on. There we go. That's good. Let's put the positive on. Twist, twist. So halfway over the mountains to Nepal, they stop and they point, and you could see Mount Everest from the mountain pass. A long ways away, but you could see it. I didn't do any trekking, we just stayed in Kathmandu Valley. Oh, I have a very good story about Kathmandu Valley, which I will save for another day. See if I can remember it though. That looks all right. Oh, shoot. All right, so now we need to put on the little motor things. I guess it kind of goes like this. So motor things go over here. So is there a positive, negative for the motors? No. Great. Oh. Yeah, there is. Negative. Negative's the far one. There's a ground that runs around it, so I'm going to put the blue wire through the ground hole. And we'll bend it over and blue tack it and oh, I'm going the wrong way. Oh, that was dumb. 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 All right. Let's see. So this is going to go. Oh, it came off, of course. My little sticky thing came off. Shoot. Just a moment, please. Technical difficulties. Do they still say that on broadcast television? Technical difficulties. This one's going to come off too, so I'm just going to remove it. Okay. All right. There. Okay, so this is going to go over here. So it's going to be this motor onto that one. Okay. And it's going to be the blue wire through this hole. That's teeny tiny wire. And I can't see what I'm doing because I'm blind. Oh, God, there we go. All right, double sticky. There we go. Oh, good. All right, so I've got the motors glued on. I'm going to put some double sticky foam to attach the PC board, and should be ready to go. Come on. Okay. Let's see here. Stick that underneath and put our PC board on that. And there we go. There it is. Can you see that? No, it's not going to focus on it. Of course not. I'll put it down here, move the camera around, and see if we can make it go. All right, so it's sticky on here, the battery's under there, and there's a little on-off switch here. We'll turn that off. we'll insert a battery. And let's see if it goes in this way. No, it goes in this way. Goes in that way and then snaps over here. Oops. Do not break it. You just put it together. Do not break it. There we go. And then we can turn it on. And oh, it is. Well, it was on. And nothing's happening. And if we take a flashlight, and nothing's happening. Oh no! Nothing. The LED light, it lit up for a second and then it stopped. So what did I do? What did I do? Oh, let's get a voltmeter out. See if we're getting 3 volts. Maybe my battery was dead, I don't know. Let's see. All right, the red wire had pulled loose from the battery holder. So now when I turned it on, ooh, my LED is lighting up. And let's use a, oh, look at that. Oh, it's moving. Going that way. Only seems to go one way. Maybe I can adjust it. Yeah, I think it sort of wants to do its thing. Oh, this one's not going. Oh, this motor doesn't want to go. Oh well. Fail. It sort of works. Sort of. One motor doesn't want to go. I don't know if I got a bum motor. Maybe moving it back and forth failed. Oh, I don't know. What does the adjuster do? Looks like it sets the center point of, do you want to go one way or do you want to go the other way? So it'll travel straight. Maybe. I don't know. I think it's fun just the way it is. So it does move when it got the lights shine on it. You can think of it as a cockroach. And when the lights come on, it tries to run away, okay? So remember that. It's part of the cockroach story, right? They're all tied together. It's all ties together now. Unintended. But yeah, and the battery seems to be like dying immediately. So, I don't know. There you go. So, fun little thing. I think it was like $7, something like that. I don't know. I don't remember. It is a, if you're looking for them, it's an SFT-Q03YH. I couldn't figure out who I bought it from, so I had to look up this number to get a picture of it to see what it's supposed to look like. I couldn't figure out where I had bought this thing. So anyway, that is the number you want. And do I recommend the kit? Yeah, I think I recommend it. I don't know. I think maybe a medium builder. You have to have a heat gun to bend the little legs down. It's all in Chinese, so it's hard to do. Make sure you take the protective film off of both sides of the plastic before you put double sticky tape on things. Otherwise, it's pretty straightforward. It goes together. It you know, it moves around. So there you go. Anyway, let's see. Let's turn it off. On, off. All right, off. Hope you had fun.